Hello there, welcome once again to Living on Purpose. This is Fola Daniel Adelisi, still talking about mindset, and today I'm going to be talking about the negative mindset. Just as we have the positive mindset, some people have the negative mindset as well. And let me tell you the danger of the negative mindset up front. The negative mindset is the perfect way to explain the story or the analogy of giving somebody poison and expecting or drinking poison by yourself and expecting somebody else to die. That is the perfect way to explain the negative mindset. For you to be able to exhibit the negative mindset at all, it therefore means that something is wrong with you as a person. If you're displaying the negative mindset towards other people, it would appear as though you hate those people. It will appear as though anyone exhibiting a negative mindset hates you, but it's not you to start with. The problem is with that person that is exhibiting a negative mindset. So they are the ones who need to work on their negative mindset. Now, what exactly is the negative mindset? The negative mindset begins with anybody or anyone or a situation where someone expects the worst possible scenario. That's a negative mindset. This person is definitely not an optimist and they are definitely pessimist. They don't expect anything good to come out of a situation. When you decide to do something, they will not talk about possibilities, they will talk about hindrances. When you're about to do or get into a new phase, they will be more concerned about things that can get you afraid. They will never look at opportunities. They never see opportunities. That's somebody with a negative mindset. When you start doing something, they will point out what can possibly go wrong instead of pointing out what can possibly go right. Now, this negative mindset is probably worse than the analytical mindset, because the person who is analyzing is a bit more objective. The person is pointing out issues one by one and telling you, look, this is what is wrong with what you're doing or what you're about to do. But as far as the negative mindset is concerned, there are no basis sometimes for the things that they are pointing out. They just would try to instill fear into you, and they clearly do not expect anything good to come from you. So having a negative mindset is to believe that nothing can work, nothing can go right, and nothing can be changed. It's the opposite definitely of having a positive mindset. When you have a negative mindset, you're going to attract what you see or what you expect to yourself. And that's another importance of addressing all these mindsets. You are a reflection of what you believe, and you're going to become the attraction for what you believe. If you're truly a reflection of what you believe, then if you have an open mindset, you notice that opportunities will open up to you and new resources will open up to you. But if you have a negative mindset, it is negativity that you'll be able to describe or explain. You will notice that there are some people around you. They will always be the one to try to come and give you news. And whenever they try to come and give you news, they never have good news. They only have bad news. Every bad thing happening in the environment, they have the details, and they will always come to try and show you what it is. Every terrible thing that is going on in your area, they know about it, but they will never have the good news of what is going on. Have you asked yourself, why are people like that? How come they always have bad news? How come they are always the bearer of terrible news but never the bearer of good news? When something goes well, they don't have the news. When something goes bad, they have the news. Those are people with negative mindsets. Sometimes when people have challenges or when people have failed repeatedly, they can begin to slide into having a negative mindset. When people have been disappointed too often, they can also begin to slide into having a negative mindset. So I really want to encourage you that while you think you have a good mindset, you also need to do an assessment of yourself to be sure that you are not sliding into a negative mindset. I'll also touch on something a bit sensitive, and I hope you understand this. I've seen people who can slide into negative mindset because of the things they do not have yet. I've seen quite a number of people who, for example, are hoping and trusting God for children, and because they don't have their own children yet, all of a sudden they begin to withdraw, they begin to avoid other people. And this is not in any way to mock people, but I've seen that this can be really devastating on several people. So before you know it, some of these people become extremely sensitive, and because of that, they are not even aware that they are beginning to repel other people because of their attitude. Listen to me. If you're trusting God for something that you don't have yet, don't allow that thing begin to affect your attitude towards other people, because all of a sudden people are going to realize that they are walking on eggshells around you. I don't understand, and I will not pretend that I understand what you're dealing with, but I also have issues in my life, for example, that I'm trusting God to fix. I'm waiting on God to fix some of those things. So one way or the other, we all have one thing that we are waiting on God for. But whatever you are believing God for, whatever you're working towards, anything that you don't have yet, don't let it determine your attitude towards other people, because it's only a matter of time before people begin to see some form of negativity from you, and then they begin to avoid you. It's very important to avoid negativity like a plague. Don't let it come anywhere near you. And once you identify people with negative mindset, make sure you dissociate completely without any sentiment from them, because people with negative mindset will eventually recruit you to be a part of them, and before you know it, you will believe them. Let me also say finally that people with negative mindsets are like people who never believe anything good about their country. I know that sometimes it can be challenging to expect some good things from certain countries, but if you're also a person who never expects anything good about your country, and you never celebrate when good things happen within your country, then you also have a negative mindset. I've seen a few people online, regardless of the political party in power in the country, they are never happy when good things happen. But when bad things happen, or when there's a bad report, they are the first to post it. They are excited. That's how they act. They seem excited about the bad news. But when there are good reports and something good is happening, they forget that when good things happen in the country, it's about every one of us. They don't share it. They would only share the bad news to prove that one government in power is incompetent. Listen, if you're that kind of person, you need to come to terms with something. Whoever is in power will go after 4 years. If they get a second chance, they will go after 8 years. But the country still belongs to every one of us, which is why when there are good things to celebrate, let's celebrate it. Let's not make it look like everything is absolutely wrong with our country, because whether you like it or not, there are so many other things that are still good about our country. I hope that you've seen that negativity will be avoided like a plague, and if you carry it around, people will just begin to distance themselves from you. Thank you for listening. Please head on out to youtube.com/Fola Daniel Speaks.